Good morning, students. Today we will begin with the new chapter 17, The Journey. It's a poem written by the famous Rabindranath Tagore. I hope, children, you all must have heard this name before, as you know who is the Rabindranath Tagore. Okay? Rabindranath Tagore was born on 7th May 1861 and died on 7th August 1941. Was an Indian writer, essayist, songwriter, painter and poet who reshaped the Bengali literature and music in the late and early 20th century. The national anthem of India and Bangladesh, Amar Sonar Bangla, were penned by him. His most important work include Gora, Ghare Baire, Noki Dubi, Chokar Bali, and so on. He won the Nobel Prize in Literature in 1913 for his collection of poems titled Gitanjali. Okay, student, this poem is Gitanjali verse number 48, which is focusing on the spiritual value journey of the speaker. Now we will I'll tell you the summary of this poem. Student, please listen it very carefully. The speaker describes the beautiful morning landscape that surrounds the speaker and his fellow traveler as they set out for their trek. Okay, what is trek? Trek means to make their to an individual who go on trek means to make their path where there is no certain path, but to make their path between the mountain, that is called trek. The speaker then asserts that he and his fellow traveler are in a hurry to begin their hike, and they therefore do not even notice nor appreciate the beauty which was surrounding by which they were surrounded. Okay, then the speaker and his companion are quite serious in their travel experience. They didn't even bother to visit anyone or sing songs. They were so serious that they did not even bother to speak or smile to each of to among them. Okay, by noon the speaker noticed that some doves and shepherds are resting in the shed, and the speaker decided to rest too. His fellow taunt him that for his and continue their journey, while appreciating his fellow's active nature, because they were just in hurry to reach the hike, so they were very active. He speaker admits that he had experienced some guilt for remaining in leisure and not accompanying them, but he just could not bring himself to continue on that particular journey. The speaker then testified that he has ambiguous feeling means confused. Okay, he has a so much of turmoil is going on inside. Then on the one hand he feels lost because he is not with the crowd, but on the other hand his possesses a glad humiliation, and he feels that he must be standing in the shadow of a dim delight. The speaker then confesses that he can no longer even recall why he set out on this trek in the first place, but he just let himself go, no longer combating his true leaning any longer. He permits his mind and heart to go wandering, but in the end of the poem, the speaker finally discover or realize, you can say, that he had to do was allow his inner self to approach the door of the divine beloved. All the extraneous journey become unnecessary in that exalted environment. Students, now this was the summary of the poem. I'll tell you the theme of the poem. Student, please listen very carefully and please jot it down. The theme of the poem is the realization of true nature of spiritual journey. Realization, I repeat once again, is a realization of the true nature of spiritual journey. Now let's begin with the poem. The first stanza. The morning sea of silence broke into ripple of birds' songs, and the flowers were all merry by the roadside, and the wealth of gold was scattered through the rift of the clouds, while we busily went on our way and paid no heed. Here in the first line, it is said the speaker describes the beautiful morning landscape that surrounds him and his fellow traveler. Okay, as they were set out on their trek, means they are out for the trekking. The first line features an exquisite metaphor. Okay, the early silence is compared to the sea that breaks into the ripple of bird songs. Means the early morning, as whenever you get up in the morning, you will find a bit calmness in the environment, you'll find a peaceful environment, that will be it gives a pleasure. Okay, it is telling that the morning sea of silence broke into ripple of bird songs. Means birds are singing in the early morning. You can hear the chirping of the birds. So that silence is being broken, or silence has been not disturbed, we cannot say, but the silence has gone now. Why? All because of the ripples of the bird's song. And the flower all merry by the roadside, and you can see the beautiful flower blooming at the roadsides. And the wealth of the gold was scattered through the rift of the cloud. Here, and again they say that singing of the flower by the pathway appears to be all merry. Means here in this line, means beautiful flowers are planted at the side of the road. The sky spread out the golden glow that is scattered through the rift of the cloud. Means when the sunrise, the first sunrise comes, its color is that golden. Here the wealth of gold is referred to the sunlight, the first sunlight which falls on the earth. Okay, rift the cloud means crack the cloud. It's the sunlight comes between the cloud, from the cloud, so it's cracking the cloud, moving the cloud outside, and then the light comes on the earth. Okay, while we busily went on our way and paid no heed. Student, underline the word heed. Heed means attention, means such a beautiful landscape was all around, but still the speaker along and his fellow travelers were not even giving attention to these beautiful things. What are the beautiful things? Means singing of the bird, beautiful flowers at the roadside, then the beautiful light, sunlight which seems to be like a gold which falls on the earth, moving the cloud aside and falls on the earth. These all beautiful scenes are just not paid attention by the followers, by the speaker and his fellow travelers. Now we will move to the next second stanza. We sang no glad song nor played. We went not to the village for barter. We spoke not a word nor smiled. We lingered not on the way. We quickened our pace more and more as the time sped by. See, the speaker then declares that he and his companion are quite serious. Okay, in this first line it is said that we sang no glad song nor played. They are quite serious in their travel experience. Thus, we sang no glad song nor played. Means whenever we travel, okay, why we travel because we want to enjoy, okay, but they were no such thing of enjoyment was there in their trekking. Means they were not even singing the song, not even they were playing with each other, nothing. They did not even bother to visit anymore, nor did they go to the village for the batter. Here it is written now, we went not to the village for the batter. Student, underline the word batter. Batter is given in your book itself. Exchange of goods. Means they were so busy in their trekking, means their trekking, that they are not even caring or bothering that they should visit to the village for any exchange of goods. They were so deadly somber, okay, means not at all like a serious dull person. They were behaving that way, that they did not even bother to speak or smile. Here na, we spoke not a word nor smile, okay. It was like a monotonous journey. Speaker feels like that. They not even speak a word or talk to each other, nor passing their smile or nothing was there. We lingered not on the way. Student, underline the word lingered. Lingered means to stay somewhere or do something for longer than usual. Please write the meaning of lingered. To stay somewhere or do something for longer than usual. Now further the speaker says they were in the last line, means they were not ready to wait for anything. They were in much rush, okay. We quickened, we here refers to the speaker as well as all in the second paragraph is second stanza. Wherever the we, the first line, second, third, fourth, fifth, wherever the we refers to the speaker and his fellow travelers, and the speaker is telling in this poem about himself and his companion, okay. We quickened our pace more and more as the time sped by. Sped by means time speed up, okay. Our pace means our journey, our movement. Means we here speaker says that they were in such a great hurry that they were quickened pace more and more for the time sped by. Means as the time was passing, they were in that much hurry to reach the place, okay. They were not even noticing anything, just they have in their mind what they have to reach at that place. So that's all for today, student. Please write the summary of first and second stanza, along with that the theme and the explanation of the and the summary of the whole poem and the explanation of first and second stanza. Thank you.